Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Sama Sambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Sama Sambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Sama Sambuddhassa. Homage, blessed one, the Enlightened one, Mahadatvatan Suttam, the discourse on the foundations of mindfulness, the six eternal sense bases, and six objects against amongst the works creating my objects contemplations on the minds objects of the six internal sense bases and six external sense. And monks, how does among the words practicing the mind's object contemplations of the mind's object of the six sense versus six external sense object monks here among knows the eye, knows the visible forms, and knows the theater that arises depends on, but he knows how the reaching of non reaching theaters that arises comes he knows how the abandoning of the reaching theater comes to be. He knows how the reachings the future of the abandoned can be. He knows the year, knows the sounds and the theater that depends on, but he knows the reachings the non-editing in the future, knows the spell and knows that is dependence on, but he knows how the non-existent comes to be. He knows how the drawings of the ancient prayer comes to be, and he knows how the enriching in the futures of the abandoned. He knows how the enrichings of the non comes to be comes to be. He knows how the dawnings of the enriching better comes to be, and he knows how the non-enrichings in the future of the abandoned better comes to be. He knows the body, he knows the tactile objects, and knows the patterns that arises dependence on, but he knows how the enrichings of the non-enriching patterns comes to be. Knows the non-in the future of the abandoned fetter comes to be. He knows the minds, he knows the mental subjects, and knows the fetter that arises dependence on, but he knows how the enrichings of the non-enriching fetter comes to be. He knows how the of the enriching fetter comes to be, and he knows how the non-enriching in the future of the abandoned fetter comes to be. Thus he dwells practicing the mental objects contemplations on the mental subject internally or the internally, or he dwells practicing the mental objects contemplation on the mental externally, or he dwells practicing the mental subjects contemplations on the mental objects, but internally and externally. Against he dwells practicing the originations factor contemplations on the mental objects, or he dwells practicing the dissolution factors contemplations on the mental subjects, or he dwells practicing but the originations and dissolution factors contemplations on the mental objects. And his mindfulness is established. Thus, there are mental subjects only to the extent necessary for knowledge and mindfulness. He dwells completely independent, not depending on cravings and wrong view, clingings to nothing in the world. Monks, thus amongst the world practicing the mental object contemplations on the mental objects of the six internal senses and 6 external sense objects. The 7 factors of enlightenment against monks amongst the world practicing the mental subjects, contemplations on the mental objects of the 7 factors of enlightenment. Monks, how does amongst the world practicing the mental subjects, contemplations on the mental subjects of the 7 factors of enlightenment, monks hearing whence the enlightenment factors of mindfulness is present in him, the monks know there is the enlightenment factors of mindfulness in me. When the enlightenment factor of mindfulness is absent in him, he knows there is no factors of mindfulness in me. He knows how the teachings of the non-ericance enlightenment factors of mindfulness to be, and he knows how the action through cultivations of the enlightenment factors of mindfulness come to be. When the enlightenment factors of the investigations of reality of mental, physical phenomena, uh, Namarupa, is presented by mindfulness to the meditator's mind is present in him. The monks know there is the enlightenment factors of the investigations of reality in me, or whence the enlightenment factors of the investigations of reality is absent in him. He knows there is no enlightenment factors of the investigations of reality in me. He knows how the teachings of the non-enlightenment factors of the investigations of reality come to be, and he knows how the perfection of cultivations of the enlightenment factors of investigations of reality comes to be. When the enlightenment factors effort is present in him, the monks knows there is the enlightenment factors of in me. When the enlightenment factors of is present in him, he knows there is no enlightenment factors of effort in me. He knows how the teachings of the non-ericance enlightenment factors of effort uh, comes to be, and he knows how the perfections through cultivations of the enlightenment factors of efforts comes to be. When the enlightenment of rapture is present in him, the monks knows there is the enlightenment factors of raptures in me. When the enlightenment factors of rapture is absent in him, he knows there is no enlightenment factors of raptures in me. He knows how the teachings of the non-ericance enlightenment factors of raptures come to be, and he knows how the perfect through cultivations of the enlightenment factors of rapture come to be. When the enlightenment factors of tranquility is present in him. The monks knows there is the enlightenment factors of tranquility in me. When the enlightenment factors of tranquility is absent in him, he knows there is no enlightenment factor of tranquility in me. He knows how the origins of the non-origins enlightenment factors of tranquility come to be, and he knows how the perfection, truth, cultivation of the enlightenment factors of tranquility comes to be. When the enlightenment factors is present in him, the monks knows there is the enlightenment factors of concentration in me. When the enlightenment factors of concentration is absent in him, he knows there is no enlightenment factors of concentration in me. He knows how the origins of the non-origins enlightenment factors of concentration come to be, and he knows how the perfection, truth, cultivation of the enlightenment factors concentration comes to be. When the enlightenment factors of factors of equanimity is present in him, the monks know there is the enlightenment factors of equanimity in me. When the enlightenment factors of equanimity is absent in him, knows there is enlightenment of equanimity in me. He knows how the teachings of the non-origins enlightenment factors of equanimity comes to be, and he knows how the perfection of cultivations of the enlightenment factors of equanimity comes to be. As he develops practicing the mental subjects contemplation of the on the mental subject internally, or practicing the mental subject contemplation on the mental object externally, or the while practicing the mental object contemplation on the mental but internally and externally. Babatu sabba mangalang rakantu sabba devatam sabba buddhanu avina sadasuti bhavantu te. Babatu sabba mangalang rakantu sabba devatam sabba dhammanu avina sadasuti bhavantu te. Babatu sabba mangalang rakantu sabba devatam sabba sanghanu Vinashadaswati bhavantu te. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Thank you. Hello, all my Dhamma friends. How are you? Please subscribe my YouTube channel. Thank you.